We're getting 10K Jet. We're getting some Harbor hovers.
Harbor Astra hovering on the side of 6-7. That's exciting for me. I mean, I do think double controller is extremely strong on Abyss, had been before the changes to the map, and now even with these agent changes, I think even more so an emphasis on being able to have both the circle smokes from the Astra and then the Harbor Wall and Cascade is going to be really important for line of sight denial. And then I think if Team 6-7 is able to get onto these bomb sites on attack, they're going to find a lot of success in the post plan as well.
Yeah, 100%. I do love the Harbor. The Astra has always been strong on this map. I think some of the changes are kind of bad for Astra, but I think that overall with all the changes to the controller class in general, that Astra is still a strong pick. Abyss is so big that it is beneficial to have that good range that Astra provides. And I do love the Harbor. We did see Min Maxers play Harbor yesterday. Unfortunately, we did watch Koru hover Harbor, but he ended up picking that Waylay. And the stuff that we saw from the Waylay was very entertaining yesterday from Koru, right? We saw a very strong showing from Waylay, and it was honestly just a great show out of him. So I'm excited to see what happens in this pistol round.
Yeah, definitely here. And as we jump into this pistol, we're going to see a group towards the B site here for the Min-Maxers. It looks like they're going to go for the fast play. It's something that we've seen from them before pretty much throughout the entire series yesterday. Any map from them, they were looking to aggress pretty fast on these site hits. And it looks like 10K is just going to crack it open onto Weekday there. Finds the entry. It's going to cause a speed up onto the site here. Dart clearing out the site. They're going to have the site now. It's going to be a 5v4 post plant for the Min-Maxers. A great opener for them thus far.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that was just such a quick pick, and that's what we talked about. They're going to be playing with this confidence. They're going to think that they're better. 10K pushing into heaven, getting a second on the round, finally traded out by Zepsep, one of those players we were talking about. He's going to get a second on the round. Somehow 6-7 up 3 versus 1 right now. We see Kranz's going to be sitting in that clove thinking they're Psalm, but you're not a world champ. 1v3 now. Crayons getting shock started. They know they're in there. Jumps in, kills one, but gets traded out. And that's a pistol round for 6-7.
Yeah, it didn't look great there to begin with. 10K found a fantastic opener onto Weekday. It just cracked open the site and forced that 5v4 post plant. But what we've seen here with some of the changes onto Abyss, that B bomb site is pretty difficult to hold onto in the post plant. And despite the first 2 picks going their way, Zevzep with 2 big ones, Wilkes with one of his own, really just reopened that site, allowed 6-7 to retake some space and come away with that first pistol there.
Yeah, 100%. Really good at a 6-7. We talked about Zevsep. We talked about him kind of showing up. He definitely comes out in that pistol round. He's able to get 2 kills, and then gets traded on the last person. So very impactful round from Zevsep, from that Astra that we were talking about. And it looks like from the side of Min-Maxers, we're going to bring a couple Deagles into this bonus round, try to get a little something going on. We got 10K, one of our star players from the Min-Maxers, seeing if they can make something work with the Deagle. We're gonna see that drone coming through to B. It looks like it's just gonna run back this B hit. We have this Waylay dashing in. Chambers kind of trapped on site with this Chamber Deagle. Froggy able to get one, but go back home, trades him out, and they're gonna get another free site kind of.
Yeah, and I wanted you to pay attention to that lurk over towards A on the Min-Maxers. 10K has snuck up through A heaven.
And they canceled it. They canceled the hit. They canceled the hit. They're gonna go run A with the bomb right now.
Great space taking from 10K there. He's creeping up behind Bloodhound. He's
with the utility.
He's going for the knife. He finds the knife kill onto Bloodhound.
And now you're going to see all these players from 6-7 running through spawn. But this round has been completely flipped on its head. We have Min-Maxers now with 4 players, a free bomb site on A. We have 10K pushed up close with this judge. We're going to see what angle he decides to take, if he's going to come back with his teammates. It looks like Fran is going to try to come help. Zevsep does take them out. This is an interesting spot right here from 10K. I think this is kind of a hard angle to clear, but here comes the drone coming around. And the silent jump. The silent jump. We're not going to hear it on the drone.
Oh my God, is he going to go for another knife? Surely not.
He's behind everyone.
But he turns around. Wow, great awareness out from Wilkes there. So now suddenly a 3v2 here, and that's the open run that Min-Maxers had. Zevsep finds it on to go back home, and now Toro suddenly in this 1v3 with just the Deagle, smoked out. The defuse coming in, the smoke's gonna fade, but no shots out yet. Finds the first, finds the second. But there's just not enough time to deny the defuse, and somehow 6-7 scrapes by the skin of their teeth on that second round. And I mean, just a bunch of chaos going on.
That was crazy. We saw, honestly, amazing shots out of Toro. We almost got that 1 versus 3. 10K sneaks up here, gets a knife. But that jump around was so smart. But Wilkes just had that perfect timing. We saw 10K didn't know they weren't quite close enough for the judge, but the Deagle is kind of awkward there. They're kind of trying to decide if they wanted what gun they wanted to pull out, and they couldn't decide in time. Wilkes has that little scratch in the back of his head where he wants to turn around, he wants to go left. He's able to kill 10K, and they're able to clear out the site because the rest of the team had no guns.
Yeah, I guess just a spider sense coming in, a tingling in the back of his mind, saves the round there for 6-7, and it looks like just another fast B acceleration out from the min-maxers here, just trying to assert their dominance on the B side, but the site smoke out from the Astra, perhaps playing in favor of 6-7 as Koru does find the opener on the Wilkes now. Trades back and forth. No, Koru finds a second. He's looking for a third. Go back home is going to clean up Weekday, and suddenly a 5v2 now in this anti-bonus round for the min-maxers.
Yeah, and this, honestly, this comp is hard to hold aside again. You have this chamber, right? So it's already not necessarily a good defensive-sided Sentinel. And you have this Jet dashing in Koru, I mean, ending with 4 on the round. What a great end to your Waylay. But like we were talking about, you have this Jet dashing in, you have this Waylay dashing in, you saw Go Back Home TP up onto Heaven. So you have 3 of these agents, they're all jumping somewhere, they're all like scaling onto site very fast, and it's going to be a really, really hard to hold these sites against a comp like this. I know that maybe a lot of the players over here from the 6-7 side didn't have like necessarily the guns, but I think that's something that we will see throughout all the gun rounds, is it's going to be really hard to hold some of these sites against this composition from min-maxers.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, with that second round getting as close as it did, there's a couple players on 6-7 here. Zevsep does not have full shield, a couple of light shields coming out here on this 4 spy, so really just investing everything. And again, a lot of pressure going to be put on Weekday's shoulders. He's kind of alone here, not much to help him. He does find the first onto 10K. The trademark is going to go off and alert him to more presence behind it. The sight smoke here. Go Back Home is pretty close. He's looking for a crazy TP here. He's going to TP back.
Froggy somehow gets more on site. Zevsep is going to come out of Heaven, come support, but Froggy doesn't need. He's going to kill 4 of the people pushing him.
Yeah, and I mean, I said a lot of pressure on him, and it looks like he did not feel that pressure whatsoever there. Fully capable of holding down the site all by his lonesome. He finds 4 on the round, and despite the fact that they tried to punish this B-bomb site, recognizing that the chamber has a lot to do on his own, it's just not enough. You know, he's shutting them down.
Yeah, it wasn't enough, and you know, all that pressure was coming onto him, but sometimes that's the only way you can become a diamond. You know what I mean? And Froggy definitely shone back there on backside. He was a glimmer of light, killing 4 people that are all pushing him. And that was, I mean, the support utility from the Astra over here on the defensive side with that smoke on the right, it allows the site acre to kind of focus on one side. And we're gonna see another fast play here, looking into an A split. We have Waylay dashing up mid. It looks like Harbor's kind of on an island over here. Jet dashing to his right. Frey does not hit. 10K gets that first pick, and they're going to push up into Heaven, try to support this A split coming in. But Zevsep kills the
One
push.
enemy
Coach is going to find one on site. Zevsep is going to find 2
down.
more and then 1 on the site for a 3K this round, leaving Koru, who was that A split, just alone in Heaven.
One enemy
Find
remaining.
1 here, finds a second to make it into a 1v1, and suddenly this round looks a little more winnable.
He looks aware of it.
Weekday shuts it down. And I mean, I think 6-7 did a great job there, initially recognizing the pressure of the split coming in, prioritizing retaking that Heaven space. It left Koru stuck behind the Harbor Cascade. He didn't have any kind of impact until the very end of that round. Was able to find 2 for himself, but it just wasn't enough. The trades were too good out from 6-7, and Weekday was able to secure that last round there.
And Zevsep with another 3K on the round. So that player that we were highlighting, that's something that we wanted to see have a good game. We talked about how they wanted to be we needed them to be a pillar for this team, and it seems like they're definitely doing it so far.
Get out of my way!
Absolutely no fear, dashing in his 10K finds another. Meanwhile, Oates did find the pick onto the bomb in mid, as well as Wilkes finding one as well. So 4v3 here for Team 6-7, as they do look to hold on to this space here. Shots going wide, left and right there as Go Back is pressured into vent. Froggy does find one onto 10K in mid as well.
Last player standing.
And honestly, the weaponry here from the Maxers is just not looking good. Koru gonna get a 1-1 dig for his double, now left for 1v3. Just gonna get outlawed down. That's Outlaw against these ecos is just so strong, and just not enough guns for min-maxers to make anything happen here. And honestly, we talked about how we thought min-maxers was going to be the favorite coming into this game, but so far 6-7 has completely proven us wrong. The score is 5-1 now on the side of 6-7 on this defensive path. And min-maxers, honestly, it's looking kind of rough for them. They're not really able to get any momentum going. They're not able to build anything in. We do have some ults here, so I think that this could be an interesting swing round for the side of min-maxers, but it's definitely going to be a tough hole to dig themselves out of. They're 4 rounds back. Looks like they want to go for kind of just a full A hit again a little bit. They talked about how they want to push, they want to have confidence, they want to have fun. So far, it hasn't worked. They're going to tag Bloodhound with that drone. We're going to get this dash ass in again. He's not going to make it off the heaven, but O's is going to be sitting backside with the off, get one for her troubles. With the dash out, you see Zevsev coming in.
Koru's all the way up through heaven.
Yeah,
look at this.
He's pushing
I don't
behind
think
him.
he's been noted at all. He has 2 players in the smoke ahead of him. I don't know if he knows, though. Spike gonna be planted in this 4v4. He spots one out. He can find it in the second. Spike's a 3! Finally put down by Weekday, but he's left alone in this 1v3. Wondering, a little dazed and confused, how did that happen?
There's nothing that you can do here. The flash is going to come through. Carnation is going to swing off of it. I mean, the heads-up play from Koru going to be pushing into heaven and grabbing the CT players. He knew that there was a second person in that smoke. He saw the Astra. They knew that Oates was backside with the op, so he knew there was someone else sitting in there. You saw he just sprayed blind into the smoke as the Astra swung. So gets 2 over there, and then look at this turn to this trade that Wilkes was trying to do. He kills that as well. Able to get 3 on the round. Koru, absolute heater of a round. Heads up play to go push heaven and round CT.
Yeah, and really a necessary round for the min-maxers who have struggled so far on this attack half. Really just trying to crawl and claw their way back into this half now. 5-2 scoreline. They need to begin to string these rounds together. It was a great start out there, but they need to find the subsequent round. Otherwise, they're just going to be forced right back down onto an eco.
100%. They need to keep going. Luckily, we are going to see 10K getting that first pick with the off on this round. It looks like it's going to be an A hit. You see this classic Sova ult into heaven as the site hit comes out. Koru is going to be on site, throwing that decay back site. Oates is going to have a deagle, but gets
Great
it.
shot.
Completely slowed. Gets the pick back site. And this Astra and this Jet are going to flood out, going to be revealed, but Oates is going to get a second one on the round.
One enemy
Gets traded
remaining.
out. 6-7 just left with 1 player after this big brawl on site. Of course, that player we were talking about weekday
Spike
left in
planted.
another man disadvantage situation. Gonna get one.
Shut down those 3 on the round from 10K with that attack off that was collected in the previous round. I mean, finding a lot of success there. Found that first pick out in the mid, and then trades were just too good from min-maxers there as they exploded onto the site. A lot of the players, they were on lower weaponry from 6-7, but they were trying to jump in and trade. And unfortunately, I mean,
on the jump spot. This is a nice shot
heroic
right
shots
here.
out from Oates. She did
Yeah.
find 2 there for her troubles, but it just wasn't enough. The rest of her team just falling down around her, and Weekday wasn't able to clutch up in the 1v3.
And honestly, the macro on that round does look good because we saw min-maxers doing these full site hits. So it's actually a really good idea. You have this Jet off, have them hold that mid rotate because they're conditioned to think that you're just going to be 5 hitting. So it was a very good macro play there from the team of min-maxers. It looks like we're going to slow it down again into this round. Coming out the 2-1-2, you have that Jet off in the middle again. It looks like a sort of fake here happening. Onto the B side, we see Waylay dashing in, recalling, but the A players haven't followed.
Oh my gosh, this base setup for Zevsev
We're not
could be
gonna
huge.
clear him.
Finds one, peeking out, looking for the second, but Crayons or Yami just gonna back away. Here, recognizing they have the
wait for
spike,
the
but
team,
Zevsev
but
peeking
Spike down
forward.
A.
We got pre-fire peaks, insta kills one, and it looks like they want more. Zevsev does finally get traded out. Toro's gonna punish that over peak. We have this Jet sitting back. Looks like we're just gonna retuck a bit of a
Off duel.
ooh.
Weekday cleans it up onto 10K, saying I can do what you do a little bit better there. And look at this positioning out from Bloodhound.
Just look at the map. I mean, min-maxers are left with no space at all. We have this off and mid. Good jiggle from Toro. Lucky to keep his life there. But 6-7 has all of mid, all of B main, all of A main. It's going to be a really hard round here for the min-maxers to try to pull out.
Yeah, definitely. And just a great job thus far into the round of holding onto deep space there. They didn't buy at all into that fake because of how much space they were able to take in A main. Froggy does find another one, so now a 1v4 now left alone for Toro. It's pretty much a difficult enough round. A dink shot out, does find the first. 20 seconds left, but he's going to get shut down as Keone, who had taken that space in B main.
Yeah, it's just a really hard round there for the min-maxers. Once they didn't buy that fake, I think a similar thing happened yesterday. Actually, the 6-7 was trying to do a fake on on split. But when the enemy team does not buy the fake and you lose that first blood over there on the other side of the map, it's really, really hard to bring that round back. You're left with no space, and honestly, just the man disadvantage with no space. You can't do anything about it. Froggy, of course, is going to start cleaning these last stragglers up with the op. So 6-7, good round. It looked like min-maxers were maybe going to try to build some of that momentum coming into this half, but 6-7 able to stop it into the tracks, pushing min-maxers into what looks like they want to be another full sight hit. We do have a vice ult for this, so let's see how this sight hit goes down.
Yeah, here comes the Waylay ult. It looks like it is going to catch 2 players. The Jet dashing in ahead of it, gonna find 1, gonna find 2 on the spray down. A fantastic use of that Waylay ultimate. It's just gonna wide open, crack open this site. 5v3 now into this post plant as 10K continues to creep forward, looking for more up into heaven. Weekday is going to consider the positioning, however, but he's going to get shut down a third on the round for 10K. He's just going to keep going for more.
He wants it. Fourth, he's looking for the ace onto this round. Oats is the only one left standing for him to kill. He wants this ace so badly. You can
enemy remaining.
But he's not going to get it this time, and Oats is going to get a quick transfer onto Koro, leaving us in a 1v1. Our Vice does have ult, double Thorn with the flash. Some of this detail is going to be very, very important into this clutch to see if Oats able to pull it out.
We've seen this before from the min-maxers. They just continue to push forward, looking for more, and a reverse ace on the cards as Oats finds the 4th on the round. There's gonna be time for the defuse. Unbelievable. We've seen it time and time again. The min-maxers, they love to play with fun, they love to play with momentum, but sometimes overstepping. And 10K, we saw it from him on Bind yesterday. We see it from him again, pushing for the ace.
A 4K into a reverse clutch the second time for this team. 10K again, the player that kills 4 people, but his team is not able to close out even a single one. We see another clutch when 10K has a crazy round. We literally talked to this team earlier. They said we're going to try to lose a couple more 1v5s today, and it wasn't quite a 1v5, but we definitely got close enough with that round.
Yeah, you know, I appreciate that they're staying true to their word, doing exactly what they said they were going to do there, but it's a 7th round for 6-7, and they're feeling probably pretty great about this half thus far. It's going to force min-maxers back onto an eco, but it's not going to stop them from carrying forward with this rapid pace.
We're going to rage rush A again this round.
3 players here for the side of 6-7, so looking to hold it down. But 10K finds the opener onto Oats this time. Forward dashing in, gonna get taken down by Will. Harbor ult coming in, but 10K finds another. These players flooding into backside. 3. Another onto Bloodhound. That's 3 on the ground. Oh my god, he finds a 4th.
A second 4K in a row. He did not learn his lesson, and this time he gets it.
Oh my goodness. Clearly not phased at all about
Last
that reverse
round before
4K
the
that
switch.
came out in the previous round. Decides I'm just going to do it again, but this time I'll do one better. Does close out the round that time, and I was getting scared because I felt like if 10K goes down there, you know, it was Weekday alive in that 1v3. Yeah. We might have been looking at a bit of a repeat in history for the 3rd time, but no, this time 10K cleans out the round. Just a fantastic round. Fantastic shots out from those knives there.
Yeah, and how many times do we say 10K gets the opener? I mean, this player has been so electric for the team of min-maxers. 18-8 so far. He got a 4K last round, and apparently a 4K wasn't enough. He comes back into an ace with this round, absolutely dominating from the attack side. They're going to try to get a 5th round coming into this half. 10K finally gets taken down, does dink Oats, but Oats has that Vandal, able to get that counter headshot. Kill that star player that we were just talking about.
Yeah, I mean, look what it's done to their A exec, though. The first pick not going their way, and suddenly they have completely stopped in their tracks, the min-maxers in this A choke. And meanwhile, the Chamber Weekday finds all the way through B, all the way into their spawn, but Zevsev finds 2, finds a 3rd, finally put down the go back home, but the Sova ult gonna come in. Not gonna find attack quite yet, does find a shot, no, not gonna be there yet. Go back finds the shot onto Oats. 1v3 here.
And this flank is coming through, but he's going to be aware of it. Tucks behind the other side of the coast. Look, I've got to pull the Deagle out, and it's just too much. Too many players, too much utility.
Switching sides.
Evan, I mean, this was their map pick, I believe, so probably feeling comfortable about their gameplay on this map thus far. It's looked that way in the defensive half so far. I don't know how the min-maxers are going to... They were so aggressive on their own attacking half. I don't know how they're going to be able to match that on defense. You wonder, are they just going to run down quickly on defense as well, you know?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that 100% 6-7 has all of this momentum in their corner. I think that switching this half might be a little bit of a... I feel like it's going to be a slump again because 6-7, they have this double controller. It's going to be a little bit easier for them to take the site, to work the map. So I think depending upon how they play it, I think they can really bring this momentum coming into this pistol round. It looks like we're going to want to do a quick B hit onto the Vice is here. Toru is in heaven to support, but it looks like he's going to get dinked through the smoke. And Crayons Are Yummy going to be left here alone, going to be able to get a right click onto Oats, who's the entry, buy a little bit of time for hopefully her team to come in. And you can see that 6-7 now looking at entry, they're going to have to go back. And the Froggy dies mid, which is the lurk. And that's going to be an absolute nail in the coffin, it feels like, for 6-7. They're able to respond on.
Yoni and Wilkes in tandem take down Toro, looking for more. 10K taking this fight. The Omen blind's gonna be good, forcing these players back. Shot out from 10K onto Zebsep. 2v3 now. Look at these players
they're
pressing
all pushing,
forward.
all
no
pushing,
fear
man.
whatsoever. Continuing to run these players down. Go back home, finds it onto Bloodhound, and Kuru cleans up the round. I mean, Team Ace, every player from Min-Maxers finding one for their troubles. They're just pressing forward. They're playing attack on defense.
No, 100%. And they talked about how they needed to have that confidence coming in. They talked about how they played better with it. They come into this half down 8-4, but look how they just did not care. Even on that round, they did not care at all. They kept pushing when it was that it was a 3v3, and they weren't playing the site. They were just pushing down, trying to take the fights to them, and it worked out in their favor. I mean, that was just it looked like a really good round. Everyone was shooting with that team ace right there.
Yeah, and the buy round coming in for the Min-Maxers here, it looks like they're just going to take that A main space aggressively. They feel comfortable with it. They're getting a lot of information here, but this fast mid play from 6-7, there's no pressure here to contend with them thus far, so they're going to have mid if they want. It looks like they're going to go in towards a B split. Potentially, no, they're going to group and just kind of hang out towards Pillar right now. Contact going to be spotted out here. 4 players here, so if they overstep on the side of Min-Maxers, they could be in for a world of hurt. Strone is going to be the trigger to speed up, and Toro and Go Back Home are just mowing them down. They find 3, a 2v4 now, but on the lurk. Oats finds one mid. Toro, 1 HP. Does find the shot out, though. A very crucial kill now because it does drop the spike, and Weekday left alone with just a Chamber Deagle. He's going to get tagged up down to 1 HP, and Toro with 3 on the round does clean that up. So honestly, a well-handled anti-eco. It got messy there for a second, but with 3 guns maintained, carried into this bonus round.
Yeah, it was an interesting idea there out of 6-7. You could see they had that dart in top mid. They had that dash with the smoke and with the wall. They were trying to catch someone on Pillar, and it was a little bit unlucky because Min-Maxers didn't put anyone there, so they used all of that util to try to kind of crunch on that guy in Pillar, but nobody started Pillar. They all started A and B. So I think that was actually an interesting idea, a good eco round strat from 6-7, but unfortunately nobody was there, so they weren't able to capitalize off any of that util. And after that, they were looked a little bit lost, confused on what to do with the rest of the round, now that they have this space but nowhere else to go with it. And now it looks like they're just going to come into a tried and true B hit, but look on the side of the defense, Min-Maxers has 3 people here.
And Toru playing like a bit of a rat in this corner is going to be very difficult to clear out of the space. That Bucky going to be a nuisance, a thorn in their side perhaps, as they prepare to hit this B site. Here it comes. Toru finds 1, but gonna get traded out as Zevset finds the opener onto Crayons and Yummy as well. It's a 2-for-1 deal. 4v2 now as Wilkes finds 1 on to Go Back Home. The plant's gonna go down. It's gonna secure the bomb site here. They're gonna get into some strong post-plant positions, I believe. This weaker weaponry here out on this bonus round gonna be difficult to have to fight through here as Toro creeping forward. Yeah, just gonna send it forward, but gonna get taken down by Zevsev, who finds 3 on the round.
Yeah.
A very clean anti-bonus. That's gonna be a 9th round on the board for Team 6-7.
Yeah, and I want to highlight that Min-Maxers did have 3 players there on the B side, but you could see that the Omen blind came out from the defensive side a little bit late. It wasn't necessarily timed at the opportune moment. 2 of the players on site were already dead. We may be able to see in the replay right there after the Vice dies, then the Omen blind comes through. So if that Omen blind came through just a quick second earlier, it would have been a much better retake. So I think that they're very close to kind of figuring it out, right? I think that they're just like 1 second off on that timing. So I honestly still do have hope in the Min-Maxers. It is 6-9, but I think they're bringing good ideas into this. We see 10K not giving up this A main space for free. Toru somehow has an op into this round. Gonna be picking Froggy off early on that B line over there in B heaven. 10K finally gonna get pushed out of A main, but it's gonna be rewarded with getting some of that util out from the Sova. And it looks like he kind of wants to keep fighting this. I mean, we talked about how confident this player is. And this Astro Roll is coming through, but it's a fake again, but there's not enough noise. Look where 10K is in front of the smoke. He's telling his entire team to stay B.
And with the contact from Crayons and Yummy, that's going to confirm their suspicions. I mean, the op is still here on the line. Bloodhound's going to go down to it. Oats just going to dash him, but taken down a 3rd on the round.
1 enemy
not
remaining.
done quite yet as Crayons and Yummy puts down Wilkes, and it's just Zep alone, shot going wide from Koru. However, this 1v5 does not feel particularly doable, but we've seen crazier things out on this map so far.
No, we definitely have, and especially from Zep. Hopefully he's able to get some of these kills, take some of these guns away. We see 10K pushing through mid, and he's not even going to be able to get one. And really good round. We talked about how confident 10K looks, right? And he re-pushed that smoke after being pushed off, and he got all of that info that nobody was coming A, so he was able to kind of activate Koru and the Crayons Are Yummy, the Vice here from the defense, to stay on the B side, stay holding it down, don't even move, pop that util. Koru swings, Koru S off a little bit, and get some more pigs onto those entries coming in. So that was a really, really good try and true round. But even though 10K wasn't necessarily getting kills there in a main, he was able to capture all of that information for the team.
Yeah, definitely. And as we head into this round, despite the fact that Team 6-7 is up 9-7, I do want to call attention to the bottom of that scoreboard there. Ask you, do you like dessert? Because we could be looking at our just desserts like we talked about on game number 1.
I do love dessert, and honestly, so far this game's already been a treat. So I think that hopefully, if we get a little bit extra on top of that, it would be amazing. We are seeing an eco round here, or a bit of a half buy possibly from 6-7. They're all kind of going to get mowed down in mid.
Good positioning though from Zep.
Yeah,
does find one,
that's a nice angle.
3v2 now, and look how far these players from Min-Maxers have pushed up. They've kind of given up some of the space towards the spike, perhaps being concerned about the vent that Zep just broke. However, the two players, they're going to group together, going to try and creep towards the pillar position. They do find the shot on the Crayons Are Yummy. Suddenly, it's a 2v2. The Astra Smoke's going to come down. It's going to allow them to get to the spike. Oh, the Koru jump forward.
He's going to off in the smoke. Oh, he's able to pick up the Vandal after the off shot. So he's sitting in this smoke on top of the spike. Wow, what a heads up play out of him. And he swings out the left side and kills him as they're fighting to go back home. I mean, honestly, this guy is a very entertaining player. I love watching this guy play. He's able to pick back up that off as well as work towards his waylay ult.
Yeah, I mean, just full confidence at all times from Min-Maxers. They are completely unfazed by the early scoreline, completely unfazed by the fact that they threw that 1v4 earlier in the map. They don't care. They're going to keep playing their style of Valorant, and their style of Valorant seems to be just run it down and take the gunfights, and it's going their way thus far. They've been very successful in this half so far. The scoreline has tightened all the way up. There is no margin for error any longer for Team 6-7 as they come into this round. I believe they were forced down to an eco round. I believe Bloodhound is on level 5 Pie Watch. You know, so pay attention to that as well. He has no fear whatsoever, however. He is just going to play forward. Yes, they are on a low buy here, so a fast A acceleration after some early mid presence is going to be noted. Go back home, shut Zep down through the smoke. However, the speeding up forward, Oats looking to find some value with this Deagle. And Min-Maxers disciplined for the first time all match.
Very disciplined here from the A players. They're not going to overheat with their guns. They're not going to try to give a gun back. Toro's going to come back, play his ult. Only going to get a single tag. The spike still comes down here. Oats is forced to kind of look for a pick. Go back home. He's going to get a second on the round. Has that A anchor. Bloodhound's going to try to fight up Heaven a little bit. And heads up play from Toro to break it, but Froggy's going to win that fight with the chamber up. And now 1 versus 4. Kind of has to make something happen here. Gets a quick throw and a second one, but gets traded by Toro. Wow, it looked like it was possible for a second. But so many players, so much util, smoke on the spike, 10K's taking it. It's just not going to be possible.
Yeah, and you know what? I asked you a couple rounds ago if you're a big fan of dessert. I feel like it's only appropriate now to ask you, what is your favorite flavor of pie?
I love pumpkin pie.
Wow, very seasonal of you.
Very seasonal. I actually haven't even had pumpkin pie yet this year.
Wow.
But my dad makes an amazing homemade pumpkin pie.
Shout out Papa Grox.
Shout out Papa Grox. He's Loki the goat. And yeah, ever since I was a kid, pumpkin pie has been my favorite. I wonder what Bloodhound's favorite flavor is. It might also be pumpkin.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him after this match.
It is Hollow Weekend.
All right, jumping in now, a tied up scoreline. It's just going to cost 6-7 to decide. We're going to do a little bit of what Min-Maxers was doing a bit ago on their attacking half. We're just going to accelerate into this A bomb site, and it's just Toro alone. No help whatsoever. He's going to have to do it all himself. He's going to try and give it up, but Oats finds the shot, a great shot out after landing on top of the site there. That's going to allow this plant to go down relatively safe. 5v4 post plant. 10K noted on the flank here on the chamber trip. A lot of these players flooding in. There's some big ultimates from the Min-Maxers, though.
Yeah, there is some big ultimates. We might need to use them to try to confirm this round. I mean, look at this crossfire setup we have on site. There is 3 players inside of A main, which is a little bit interesting. We see this waylay open through. It looks like it misses these guys on site. We're going to go 1 for 1 over here. Oats is still stuck in this corner. Gonna get traded out by Crayons Are Yummy. Now 3 versus 3. Min-Maxers does have this vice ult now. They're all stuck behind this smoke in A main.
After Astra sucking him off the bomb.
We're gonna 10K gets one. Froggy gets a transfer onto all three into the smoke. I mean, great round out of him. It's hard to stick that bomb in there. We're going to get spammed down. Unfortunately, we chose not to go with that harbor on the side of min-maxer, so we don't have a cove or something to try to get half. And well played round. Good entry from Oats to kill Toro.
Yeah, I think Oats found one completely Waylay ulted, found the shot onto Koru, and that was a really round-altering, I mean, fantastic spray down.
God.
You wonder if Weekday decided to toggle back on there. I mean, those shots through the smoke.
This player is banned on their other account, which is why they're playing on Froggy. Normally they are on the weekday, so we might need an investigation over here because that was a very, very nice spray transfer.
Yeah, I mean, finally putting a stop to the momentum from min-maxers, though. An interesting call out from them to decide to gamble so heavily towards B and mid. Yeah. And I think 6-7 feeling that weakness there. They're going to try and hit the same side again. Go back home, going to be stunned up, but the chamber forced to TP out. Oh, look at all 5 players are here from min-maxers. Just complete brawl coming out. Froggy finds 2 in tandem with Zepsep, just cracking open this bomb site, making it look easy, like butter through, a hot knife through butter.
Yeah, we're going to see this Vice ult coming out in a 2v5. We're going to get 1 kill for it. Wilkes does not get hit by the ult. Granted, you're going to get a second one. Kind of has a lot to do here, not able to work around the harbor wall. And that Vice ult was invested into this round, so we're not going to have that coming to the next round. We mentioned how it was Halloween weekend, and honestly, it's starting to look scary for the min-maxers.
Yeah, you know what? Certainly in the Halloween spirit, we've seen some pumpkin pie come out already. Perhaps some frightening plays out from the min-maxers. We saw a thrown 1v4, and now with just 2 more rounds for 6-7 to close it out, you know, really just a shift of momentum.
A spooky scoreline right here for the min-maxers. It's going to be a very, very hard work back into this. We are kind of left on a bit of a half buy. Luckily, 10K has those knives, so he's able to drop someone else a gun. So there is some potential coming into this round. It looks like the 6-7 kind of want to do a little bit of a fake. They've full slammed A 2 rounds in a row.
10K's behind them.
Look how pushed he is.
He's trigger disciplining. How many will we find? But no, Froggy aware! Oh my goodness, turns around and shuts 10K down. I believe showing up on the minimap from that player in window. He happened to spot it out. And I mean, perhaps going for too much for Koru. Just find one onto Oats, looking for another. We can be able to find it just yet. Meanwhile, Bloodhound did find the pick on to go back home. Just being a nuisance right now, Koru is trying to stall for his teammates. Finally tries to get out. Oh my goodness, Zepsep finds the shot as well. 4v2 now, the plant coming in. Spam through the harbor wall. Not going to find anything quite yet here. But 2 of these players low HP for 6-7. Goro and Crayons are Yummy. Going to have to do it all on their own. So the first shot goes on to Weekday. Finds a second onto Zepsep. One of these players is low HP. Wilkes trades it back out.
Oh, Toro! Able to get that 1v2 right there. And that was a 2v4 coming into that. And I just want to highlight Crayons are Yummy for a second. They really cracked open that bomb site. We did see a couple more rough performances from this player. I believe that they are one of the lower ranked players on this team. I mean, bro, look at that kill from Weekday. Look at him.
Just snaps around.
Are you kidding me? This guy's having an electric map right now. But even despite that, Crayons are Yummy getting such important picks coming into this round. We saw yesterday they maybe didn't have the best performance that we've seen from a player on an individual level, but it seems like they're really being a backbone for their squad. They're having those safe hands here in some of these clutches.
Yeah, and you wonder if, you know, 6-7 taking a page out of min-maxer's book, perhaps overheating a little bit there into the backside space in that 4v2. The plant was going to come down. They just felt like they wanted more kills, I guess. They pressed too far forward, and now suddenly it's 11-10. A little scary here, and look at this Astral Wall coming out. They're going to look for a fast bridge plant, but the shotgun close range from Koru. What a round.
Shot guards are coming through too. He's able to pick Froggy, who was on 1 HP from earlier, and that's great utility through the Astral Wall. We invested this Astral Wall early, but look at the space that we've got. We're all still stuck in main. The chamber's dead. The trip's going to be down. 10K is going to finally get that kill onto the flank that we messed up last round. Zepsep's going to answer back on site. Try to swing 10K. He repositions to that angle, and he's going to end with 3 for the round.
Wow, and I mean, just a fantastic readout from Koru, purchasing the judge there, perhaps having some recognition that a fast A play was coming in, finds the opener, shuts down that fast A exec, and then 10K continues to take aggressive space down mid. Saw him get shut down in the previous round, and just like when he got shut down on his 4K and then turned it into an ace the following round, feeling confident enough to just continue to walk down and found 3 on the round in the backstab.
Yeah, no, 100%. Good for him to bounce back from that. I'm interested to see the buy here from 6-7. I mean, we're bringing a classic Spectre judge into this round, 11-11. They're going to have to make a wish to try to get this round, try to be the first team to 12. They're coming into this with a little low rough move. We do have the chamber on that classic is able to pop their ultimate ability, kind of hold mid, but 10K is pushing up again. again, this guy's everywhere on the map. He pushes A, he pushes mid, he pushes B. He's able to get another first blood. It works out in his favor. Again, now 4v5 here for 6-7. We see Astra is worked all the way up mid here. Maybe kind of threads the needle. Threads the needle onto the Omen a little bit. We're going to see if Go Back Home is going to be aware of this. The rest of his team is kind of slowed down for him. And he does able to get that pick. Koro also in mid.
A second as well.
Falls to him. And now these B players are like going to get pincered on. They have these players B main. They have these people pushing up mid. There's a lot of angles to worry about. Crayons are going to have a big fight here.
Third for ZevZev. I mean, just doing it all on his lonesome, on the Astra, working up mid, finding all of the entries necessary. But there's one more player here.
It's a lot of angles to watch.
One enemy remaining.
Wait, Toro finds two in the backstab.
Last player standing.
A third for Toro. He's going to close out the round, and it was all for naught from ZevZev. Did all that work in the mid, but somehow able to pull it across for the min-maxers nonetheless. I mean, just falling out of their hands, and 10K did so much, just staying alive on the bomb site there. Didn't even need to kill too many. He was just able to stay alive and take one down with him, and Toro comes in and kills everybody from behind.
And you could see, because 10K was such a thorn in their side, everyone was so focused on 10K on site that Toro was able to come kill two people not looking at him, because they had to root 10K out before the team got there, but he was able to live long enough, double smoke the floor, and buy time for that retake to come in. So great team play out of both of them. Coming into this round, 12-11, we have this Sova ult. Great pick. This off is pushed up with it, misses the shot, dash, runs out, has to jump away. 4v4 somehow coming into this possibly final round match point of the game.
A lot of big ultimates though for 6-7. They do still have the Harbor ult, Sova ult, and Astra ult here to potentially swing this round in their favor. They're just going to reset, try and re-explore some of the mid space here, hoping to find perhaps a pick or two. Bloodhound, he's inspecting his weapon while he's playing, so despite the fact that he is almost quadruple negative, just absolutely no fear whatsoever.
Yeah, no, 100%. You know, that's the entertaining thing about Bloodhound. It doesn't matter what their KD is. He's still going to go for these crazy plays. Looks like we're going to see a fight in mid. The crazy play might be trying to give man advantage back into the mid-maxer's hands. We're coming into a 3v4. However, ZevZev, we talked about this guy. He's able to catch another timing onto A. All of mid-maxers have left.
10K.
But Oates is like on a crazy island here, but it just depends upon the tiling. Koro clears it. 2v4 now. Both of the players from 6-7 have ult. They need to win this round to keep this map
30
alive.
seconds.
And it looks like for a moment it was a flipped sides there. This team 6-7 looked like the defenders, min-maxers looked like the attackers. ZevZev, he's going to be the important player here. When does he choose to take his time? He peeks out, finds the first onto Toro. Gonna reposition in towards spawn. Meanwhile, Wilkes posted with the op in towards heaven, but all three of these players from min-maxers trying to pincer on ZevZev. He's gonna find one. Wilkes finds one, but the Whaley ult gonna come in. It's gonna slow him up. I don't know how he's gonna find this. No scope onto Koro. It's a 1v1. The Sova ult, it's planted for him as well. He's slowly backing away.
He repositioned, throw the dart, and now he's able to hold it to op. Has 2 shock darts and ult, and Crayons is Yummy is on low HP. These shock darts are going to kind of come in clutch here. Taps the spike.
The third! Oh my goodness!
Yes!
What a clutch out from Wilkes. The no-scope into clutch. Didn't even need the Sova ult. We're not done quite yet. We need more Valorant on this map. We're going to overtime.
We're going to overtime. Amazing round from Wilkes there. Able to clutch that 1v3 with the off. Interesting decision. We do get this Whaley ult out.
Look at this no-scope.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Are you kidding me? And then Crayons' Yummy is too far away to capitalize on the rest of that Whaley ult. I mean, not only have we hit a pie, but it's also 420. Maybe we kind of got the munchies a little bit.
A little Snoop Dogg action.
A little Snoop Dogg. We got the munchies. We had to hit the pie and Snoop Dogg special. It really is Thanksgiving.
You know, I would not be surprised to see that Bloodhound could be going for the brawn as well, the 6-23 scoreline. And with overtime to be played, there could potentially be enough rounds to see that come out.
And it looks like it's Thanksgiving dinner. Bloodhound has taken a walk with their cousin, gotten a little bit baked, came back, and ate the Thanksgiving pie. Let's go. First round of OT here. We have min-maxers coming in on the attack side. We saw these tried and true A-hits coming through from the squad. They're not scared to run it down on the A-OT on the left back side. Not able to get one. Dash not popped. We see the steps are coming out from heaven. Gets one for his troubles. On the Crayons are Yummy, but traded out by 10K. The rest of the team too far to help. Looking into this 4v3.
Look at him go. Lost forward. Moore finds the kill on the Bloodhound. He is never satisfied. Continues to go for more. But look how disciplined the rest of the team is. Maybe sensing the gravity of the situation as this 4v2 begins to unfold. Drone gonna come out blind from the enemy Omen as well. Nothing quite yet as both players Wait, but the recall from Koru is gonna allow the pick out from Weekday. He finds the second one to go back home.
10K is so far away. He's on this rewrap. He's gonna have to come in
But
time.
Froggy's aware!
Last
He finds the third!
player
Toro
standing.
trades it out on a Wilkes to 1v1. The chamber ult pop coming in. He's creeping forward. He looks for the shot. First
This
one
is
goes wide. Oh my goodness, Toro pulls it across the line, and despite his best efforts, Weekday just
Switching
not
sides.
able to close that one out. I mean, great awareness to recognize the player coming through vents in all of that chaos, but it just wasn't enough.
And you could see that wrap was just coming a little bit too late. Even right now on the minimap, you could see that he has to fully run with that wrap. So Weekday is able to have that heads up play, kills 2 on site, turns around because he hears bro stomping. And it really came down to that chamber shot, just went a little bit wide. Toro with that movement, sneaking under those shots, able to win the 1v1 and get that first round of OT in Min-Max's favor, pushing them out to the
Yeah, another opportunity for Min-Maxers to close it out here. Coming in, but Weekday just wide swings and sends Koru to the Shadow Realm. See you later. Hopefully next round. 5v4 now, very early stages of this round, and look, they're just grouping towards A, and again, Toro is alone. The rotator's trying to come fast, flooding up towards heaven. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get here in time as the players from 6-7 are out towards the site. 10K thinking about it, might go for the hero play. Plant gonna be coming down, takes the timing. The Omen climb is good. I don't think they know yet. Yes, Weekday's been blinded out. He dashes forward after the kill. Trade trying to come through, hasn't been found yet. 10K finds another onto Bloodhound, and here come the Flutters out through CT. 4v3 now, shots going back and forth. Go back home, finds it on the ropes. In the smoke, 10K with a third onto Oates, looking to close it out. Zepsept alone in the 1v3. Up trap with the right click.
He gets that headshot onto Zepsept and closes out the crazy first map of the day that we have seen on stream. Min-Maxers is gonna take Abyss, which we believe was 6-7's pick into this series, into this BO3, 14-12. Crazy plays out of both teams. What an entertaining first map.
Yeah, I mean, what more could you possibly ask for from the first map of day number 2? Back and forth, a lot of crazy hero plays from individuals. 10K frying, Zepsept on the other side doing his best to make it happen. It just wasn't quite enough. I mean, wow, look at as we take a look at the scoreboard, 33 out from 10K with 8 first bloods. Weekday and Zepsept combined for almost 60 together, and it just wasn't quite enough. I do want to call attention towards the bottom of that scoreboard. A bit of a rough map from Bloodhound and a very, very close scoreline of that 14-12.
Yeah.
You wonder how he's feeling after this first map.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to kind of bring this back. I know that Bloodhound does love to play Omen, so it might have just been a bit of a role issue here from the side of 6-7, but either way, his utility was still looking good that series. He was still looking strong on the harbor. Those walls were coming in. Those cascades were hitting at the good time. So the util was still good. He just wasn't able to get a lot of those kills. And unfortunately, his team did drop that map. And it was their map pick. But Abyss so far was so entertaining. But now I really start to worry for 6-7. Because we talked about how Bind has been so strong for the Min-Maxers so far. They look so good on that. And if 10K and Koru are going to come out and shoot like that again onto a map that they're comfortable on, I mean, it honestly is looking like it's in a really tough position for 6-7.
Yeah, most definitely. And, you know, after that exciting first map, we need a quick breather. We're going to take a short break as we get ready for map number 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.